Blockchain allows us to reimagine existing business network. It fundamentally changes how we look at the internet today. Some would even call it the next generation of the internet. Blockchain is a shared, immutable ledger that allows us to record the history of transactions in a way that achieves consensus through different participants in the business network, arriving at a common shared view of what those transactions look like. It's closely associated with Bitcoin technology. The blockchain has the potential to be far greater than just one single application of blockchain for cryptocurrency. So from an IBM perspective, we've been really at the forefront of making blockchain real for business. So one of the things that we learned very much early on is the need for it to be open source and collaborative across industry. And that's where the Hyperledger really came about. So Hyperledger project is a project under the Linux Foundation. It's founded on the root of being open source, open standards, and open governance. So IBM was one of the early founding members of the Hyperledger project. IBM, together with others, contributed more than 40,000 lines of codes. So one of the initiatives that we have started is the blockchain garages around the world. We have garages in New York, in London, in Singapore, and Tokyo. And what the garage is about accelerating the adoption of blockchain technologies, working with clients, helping them to understand where that technology could be applied. IBM has the experience of working with more than 400 client engagements globally. We think blockchain has the potential to extend beyond even financial services sector to other use cases such as supply chain, manufacturing processes, to things like healthcare and other areas as well. So we look at the automotive manufacturing process today. It involves tens of thousands of parts from various suppliers. It's a very, very complex process, and it's just hard to keep track of what's going into a car. You have the manufacturers, you have the part suppliers, you have the regulators, the people that are providing financing basically to the entire supply chain. So it's not just about parts that go into a car. You're talking about financing of supply chain itself. How do you verify the credibility of a supplier, potentially? We're looking at presenting a shared view of the invoices to things like a purchase order that gets into a given contract. Having that common view across all the parties allows a financing provider to be able to reduce the risk that's involved in financing a given supply chain. So IBM is working to apply blockchain technologies in reducing the friction that exists in the automotive manufacturing process. We're really excited in making blockchain real for business.